Yeah, I mean, congratulations today to Maryland on a hard-fought win. I was really proud of our guys. We knew coming in here what kind of environment we were going to come into. I got a little smile on my face. This felt like old school Cold Field House, and I've been in this, as you guys know, I've been in a lot of big games in this building in my life, and it's really cool when the atmosphere is like that here because of the tradition of this program and what's been built and what's Kevin's doing now. When they were playing the song right before the jump ball, I had a little bit of a smile on my face. They used to chant something else. It wasn't "you suck" most of the time. You guys know that. I'm used to hearing something else, but it was cool to play in this environment. I've always loved playing here. I have an amazing amount of respect. Coach Williams was one of my favorite coaches. The way he approached everything, and Kevin's a great friend. I'm really proud of him, what he's doing with his team. They're having a heck of a year. They deserve to win. Thought we played really hard. We talked about the start. We knew they were going to try to go for a knockout early. I thought we had really good composure. We had the lead there in the first half. I thought did a lot of good things. Our margin for error is very slim right now. I have 32 points on the game sitting over there in casts and boots. A lot of young guys are out there, and man, to play in this environment was really good for them. Wish we could have given Nick a little bit more help. And for all you guys that are seeing, if you don't see that Nick Martinelli is one of the very best players in this league, then I don't know what you're watching. What's happened to him this year with his two running mates going down, Brooks Barnheiser, 18 a game, Jalen Leach, 15 a game, for him to come out and lead us to 4 wins in the last 10 with a bunch of young guys that really weren't even in our rotation. To me, that's a sign of a heck of a player, what he's been able to do for us. And he's a warrior, man. I love that he's on my team, and I just wish we could have helped him a little bit more, which a couple guys could have seen the ball go in the basket. But a lot of that was a credit to Maryland. They're physical, they're tough, super well coached, and obviously they really hurt us in the paint with their two bigs.
Last season here was kind of Nick's coming out party. First time he scored 20-plus in a Big Ten game. Now today he set the single-season field goal record. What is kind of your thoughts on how he's evolved as a player in the past year and him earning that record?
Yeah, he's just gotten better. I mean, the proof is in the work, guys. You guys, I mean, that's the old adage, right? You get in the gym, he's a baller. He believes in himself. He's confident. Maybe it doesn't look pretty. He's got a funky game. It's unorthodox, a lot of the things he does, but the kid, he's a competitive dude that really works hard, and he's become one of the very best players in this conference. I mean, there's nothing more to say. I mean, I don't know if he's going to end up the leading scorer. If not, he's going to be right there. And especially dealing with what he's had to deal with this year, and to have to really step up leadership-wise, to be the focus of everybody. I mean, everything Maryland was trying to do was trying to stop him, and he still got 30. So that should tell you how good he is, and we just didn't give him enough help with the other guys, and that's something that I need to keep preaching confidence. I hope we get a chance to play. It's not guaranteed. I told our guys, we needed to win to control our own destiny getting to Indianapolis. I think we can compete. I think we're playing well. Like I said, our margin for error is slim. So any little offensive rebound stick back, if we miss a layup, give Maryland. They were very opportunistic with a lot of things. The ball almost went out of bounds a couple times, and then they scored. Those are the things, like we don't have the room for error with that, and unfortunately it went against us today with those plays.
You mentioned the chance that nothing's guaranteed. I know it's a very slim margin that this team is out of the Big Ten tournament, but if the chance that this is the last game you play this year, how do you reflect on what this campaign has been like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously frustrating, not ever having our full complement of guys. I felt like with Jalen Leach, with Brooks Barnheiser, with Nick Martinelli, Ty Berry, and Matt Nicholson, if all those guys were healthy, I thought we could compete. I know everyone picked us last on paper coming into the year, but I thought that group healthy had a chance to really compete in this league. And, I just respect so much the way our guys handled everything that was thrown at them all year long. Injuries, tough calls, whatever. Tough end of game situations where a team throws in a shot or it's a bang play and it goes against you. Those things, it just showed a lot of resiliency and character in our players and who they are. And not that I'm surprised, because I know that. I think we've worked really hard to build that within our program over the past handful of years. And although we only ended up with 7 wins, sometimes it's misleading. You can feel really rewarded with a team that you only win 7 games. And man, these last 10 games for me it has been really rewarding to see our guys rally around each other and find a way to win 4 of them, go on the road, win at Ohio State, win at Minnesota, beat Iowa at home, beat some really big wins, and to compete. I thought we competed today. I mean, I knew this was going to be a hard game. I hope we don't get run out of the gym. And I thought our guys, we made them earn the win, and that's all you want to do against a really good team, and they did it.
Don't see as many 4-year seniors these days, but what have you thought, I guess, of Reese's development going up against him?
Yeah, it's been, you know what, the main thing, he's always been a very talented player, and I think the thing watching him is to watch his maturity develop. Things bothered him, and when early in his career, you could get under his skin a little bit. And it threw him off his game. He would get in foul trouble, and now to see him as a senior, to see his poise, to see his command, he's playing like a senior. He's playing like a guy who really wants to play deep and make a run. He's leading that group. And it's fun to see. That's what you want college basketball to be about, right? I mean, it's crazy now with guys transferring and moving. When you see a guy, he went through a coaching change. I know how much that meant to Kevin for him to stick with them. Last year for them, I think was a little bit disappointing what they wanted to do. He stuck with it. Kevin went out and surrounded him with really good guys, obviously Queen, but the 3 portal guys have come in and been perfect fits. But to me, Reese has been the leader of all that, and I got to tip my cap. I've been really impressed with him all year long.
Coach, maybe not as dramatic as some of the other games this season, but still a pretty big differential in terms of fouls. Did you kind of see that a difference in the officiating or how your players are being treated?
I just think, man, obviously as a coach, you're fighting for your guys, and so look, I like my paycheck, I'd like to not take a fine, but all I'll say is we got to play through it, and we're not a program that has won national championships and won Big Ten, so that's part of it. You got to earn your respect with that stuff. We do have 31 wins though in the last 3 years in the conference, so that's what frustrates me a little bit. I feel like in the last 3, I don't know how many programs. I think we got to be in the top half in terms of 31 league wins in the last 3 years. So, for us, you just keep fighting. It's not, look, you got to play through it. It is what it is. That's part of the game. You got to play through calls, good and bad. Sometimes it goes your way, other times it doesn't. We've always been kind of a chip on our shoulder. We got to earn our own respect, and we're going to continue to be that way as we move forward.
Any more questions? Right here.
Coach, last couple of years, you guys have gone into March knowing that pretty good chance about making it to the NCAA tournament. You mentioned your closeness with Maryland and your familiarity with Willard. So what does it mean just in general to have a team be kind of at this point giving a lot of energy to a fan base, to a community that is looking forward to March Madness? Yeah,
it's awesome, man. I've had so many battles with Maryland. I've had so many things that have been said to me and my family, and in a good way. I'll say it that much. I've been a part of a lot of games here, and I think it's great when Maryland's good. And I just wish the fan base would follow them when they're not as good. Last year we came in here this time of year, no one was in here. And that's not fair to Kevin. Show up all the time. But, don't have them have to be good, but they're really good. And to me, it's awesome. Like I told you, I had a little smile on my face. If you look at a clip, when they're playing that song and doing, right at the jump ball, it brought me back to so many big games in this building that I was a part of, and I think it's awesome. It's awesome for the Big Ten. It's great for college basketball, and I've always had an amazing amount of respect, with the battles I've had with this program through 25 years. I'm playing, 13 years, and as assistant in the ACC now 12 years. I've battled this program for 25 years. So when you come in here and you have an atmosphere like today, I think it's awesome, for the game and for our conference.
Last question to the left, or 1 or 2 more to the left.
Hey, Coach. Season high 18 turnovers for Maryland today. What were you guys able to do defensively to kind of force those mistakes?
Yeah, obviously, if you let them get into a rhythm and a comfort zone, they're really hard to stop. 5 guys that average 12-plus points a game. We just tried to be disruptive. We tried to be physical without fouling the best we could. We tried to have active hands. We knew they tried to hit a lot of those pocket passes. We tried to be aggressive with their bigs when they got it in low-post isolation situations. And I thought, the turnovers kind of kept us in the game for a while, gave us a chance. And, that we just got a little worn out, got a little bit of foul trouble, had to to go to my bench a little bit, especially on the front line. When Nicholson got in foul trouble, I thought that really hurt us, because he's our anchor down there, especially when you're playing against Reese and Queen. So they're a tough team to guard. And Kevin, he's really good. There's a reason why he's coaching here. He knows what he's doing. He's a heck of a coach, and I wouldn't want to play him. I think they're going to be a tough team to play come tourney time.
Last question, Matt.
Obviously, you would have wished he had, stayed healthy and kept playing. But you've had Brooks on the bench for this past few games. He's going to go on to his pro career. But
Yeah.
if you kind of pitched him on coaching a little bit, what's that dynamic kind of been like?
Well,
in the
he's going to be a
stretch?
coach. I mean, that's who his dad is, a high school coach. He's been in the gym his whole life, kind of like my upbringing. I don't know how to do anything else either. If I couldn't coach, I'd be a lost soul. So he's going to coach eventually, but I want him to play for a long time. That Brooks Barnheiser is a heck of a player. I feel bad that you guys didn't get a chance to see him this year, because I really felt, you look at his numbers on a broken foot, and he was doing things, with steals and blocks and assists and points, and he was doing that on one leg. I feel bad for, obviously, us. It's horrible. But the fact that our conference didn't get to see a healthy Brooks Barnheiser as a senior, because I thought he would have been a Player of the Year candidate. But he's going to coach eventually. I just want him to make a lot of money playing basketball first, and then maybe I can be his assistant one day. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Be good. Good luck, guys.